So we have a quorum to start this board meeting. Now, a lot of you might be thinking we're here for some special reason. And I can't think of a better reason to get our crew out of the heat than to have a meeting and get them all in here in the, our outside guys to get them all here in the air conditioning. So, that's the real reason you're here. Yeah. Actually, I'd like to call this special meeting of the Board of Directors of the Costa Mesa Sanitary District to order and ask our clerk for a roll call, please.
Sure. Secretary Arthur Perry.
Here.
Vice President Robert Uten.
Here.
President Michael Schafer.
I'm here as well. At this point, we're going to take public comments. Anyone who would like to speak on an item within our jurisdiction, not on the agenda, you're welcome to speak now. Not seeing anybody raising their hands. Do we have any Zoom callers that wish to speak? Thank you.
No, Mr. President.
Now let's get to the real reason we're here. And I'm going to turn this over to our general manager, Mr. Scott Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you all for being here today at Costa Mesa Sanitary District headquarters as we recognize a truly remarkable individual who's made lasting impact not only at CMSD, the city of Costa Mesa, but also Wisconsin districts, California, throughout California. I don't want to spoil all the fun here, so before so what I want to do is give a special recognition. Before we get started to Arlene, I do want to turn our podium over to our to Neil McCormick, who's the CEO of the California Politicians Association, graciously traveled from Sacramento to help present his Level 0 award for me. So I'm thrilled to
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it certainly is a pleasure to be here. I have spent a long time working with Arlene, actually about 25 years. When I first started at CSDA, she was one of the first to welcome me. So thank you, Arlene, for all the support. I did want to quickly recognize two of our Southern Network at the CSDA board members that are in attendance, Vicky Winslow and Joe McKenzie. Thank you for making the time here. I think that, it speaks to the influence Arlene has had not only on our organization, on special districts, obviously statewide, but on so many people individually. I've, like I said, been fortunate to work with Arlene very closely. And actually, whether it was meetings in Sacramento with legislators, whether it was at an annual conference, board meetings, some long board meetings, and just discussing the future of the organization, she helped lead a lot of efforts at CSDA. And I always knew what to expect from Arlene. She would come prepared. She would ask thoughtful questions, and she would speak honestly. And you could always depend on those things from Arlene. And frankly, during that time, I've had a front row seat to watch one of the finest public servants I've ever known. So thank you, Arlene. Also, Arlene has an incredible ability to make people feel welcome. And like I said, she made me feel very welcome when I first started. New board members, first-time committee members, young professionals, which were getting more and more coming into the association of the last 10 years. She was always there to welcome them, make them feel welcome, bring them up to speed on the organization. And she really just had a way of making them feel belong. So thank you for doing that as well. And I think it's safe to say that she quietly mentored countless leaders, special district leaders throughout all of her time at CSDA as well as at the district in 47 years at the district, without ever calling herself a mentor, but she did. And she mentored leaders and she really helped grow our organization at CSDA. So on behalf of our staff, Arlene, our board of directors, and personally, I want to thank you for all of your contributions over the years. Thank you for your leadership, for your friendship, wisdom, your generosity, and your extraordinary commitment to California special districts, and of course to CSDA as well. It's truly been an honor to work alongside you. So now it is my pleasure to bring to the stage our current CSDA president, Lorenzo Rios, CSDM, who will present our 2026 CSDA Lifetime Achievement Award to an exceptional leader. Lorenzo?
Thank you very much, and President Schafer and Board of Directors, staff, Scott, thank you so much for being so welcoming, but you guys here, you're the ones who make everything happen. Thank you for what you do. I want to take a moment to remember this very special time in our country's history as we celebrate 250 years of a promise and a commitment that was made, or a declaration that said, we the people are sovereign. That there is no government that is legitimate without the consent of the government in securing the liberties that are ordained to us by God Almighty, and that is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That promise was not passed on to the next generation in blood. That promise was not passed on by any lineage, but through sacrifice and blood. And it's a commitment that every generation has had to carry forward to ensure that that torch of freedom carries forward. And so before I go much further, I'd like to take a moment to recognize those who have sacrificed to ensure that our country continues to be the greatest nation on earth. And I'd like to recognize anyone who has served in the military that's in the audience. Would you stand to be recognized? You see, it's the commitment that was made by those who defend, but the citizens who benefit from those freedoms is a commitment to do our part, to self-govern. And that's an idea that so many folks did not believe was possible. That self-governance has been a commitment that those who choose duty over comfort, and members of the board, you choose to come and give of your time. The greatness of our community is not because of anything that happens somewhere else. It's the greatness that happens at the local level. And so I want to thank all of you for what you do. I want to recognize my fellow board members who give of their time to continue to provide a service in helping all of us make America great, not as a political slogan, but as a duty of every American. I can tell you that California is a great community because of the great work that Costa Mesa does right here. People don't care when things go right, and there's a lot of things that are going right because of the great work, the sweat and labor that's going on out in the hot fields. And like President Schafer said today, you're out of that hot field to be here to honor an incredible American. I can say that I'm one of those who were mentored by Arlene, and I'm so grateful for that. Today it's an opportunity to recognize an incredible person who has so much accomplishment, and is such a quiet professional who won't tell you about it. And so I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here and brag a little bit. There are awards that recognize a great accomplishment, awards that recognize a successful year, and then there are awards that recognize a lifetime dedicated to making a difference. Today we celebrate an individual that truly has made a difference in the community, at the district, and for special districts across California. The CSDA Lifetime Achievement Award is CSDA's highest honor. It recognizes leaders who have gone far beyond the call of duty in advancing special districts, strengthening communities, and leaving a lasting legacy. A lasting legacy for future generations. It is reserved for individuals whose leadership has fundamentally shaped our profession. This year's recipient embodies every one of those qualities. For nearly 50 years, Arlene Schafer has dedicated her life to public service. Must have been 8 years old when you started. She began serving the Costa Mesa community in 1978 as a city council member and later served as mayor. In 1994, she joined the Costa Mesa Sanitary District Board, where she spent nearly 3 decades helping transform the district through innovation and forward-thinking leadership. Under her leadership, Costa Mesa Sanitary District became known for doing things before others even imagined them possible. She helped lead the transition to automated curbside collection. She championed Southern California's first curbside organics recycling program, converting food scraps into renewable natural gas years before these practices became common. She supported construction of the district's first LEED certified public works facility. She advocated for innovative household hazardous waste collection programs. She helped ensure every wastewater pump station had emergency backup power to protect the environment and public health. And through a battery recycling program involving local schools, thousands of students learned about environmental stewardship while earning funding for their classrooms. More than 85,000 pounds of batteries have been recycled through that program alone. But as remarkable as those accomplishments are, they represent only part of Arlene's story. Her influence extended far beyond Costa Mesa. For 25 years, Arlene served on the CSDA Board of Directors, including as president of the association. She served on our executive, legislative, professional development, fiscal, membership, and audit committees. She also served on the board of the CSDA Finance Corporation and Alliance Executive Council. When did you have time for yourself? She attended legislative days year after year, advocating for our special districts and making sure that you have what you need and our community is well served. She advocated tirelessly for local control. She helped shape the strategic direction of this association, including the addition of CSDA's Public Affairs Field Coordinator Program. She helped strengthen our educational programs, supported emerging leaders, and worked to ensure special districts were at the table with other local governments and had a respected voice in Sacramento. Ladies and gentlemen, that didn't happen by accident. It required a bold leader to go against the grain and said, listen to me, this is important. Her leadership wasn't loud. It wasn't about receiving credit. It was steady, thoughtful, collaborative, dependable. She understood that lasting programs come from bringing people together, building consensus, and always keeping the mission first. Those who have served with Arlene know she possesses another quality that can't be measured on a resume. She genuinely cares. She cares about people. She cares about districts. She cares about communities. She cares about making government work better, not bigger, better. And because of that, millions of Californians, many of whom will never know her name, will benefit every single day from the work she has done. That is the true measure of a lifetime of service. Today, we also recognize the example she has set for future generations of special districts leaders. She has shown us that leadership isn't measured by how long you serve. It is measured by how many people are stronger because you served. Arlene, your dedication has strengthened the California Special Districts Association. You have strengthened special districts across California. You have strengthened countless communities. And you, my dear, have inspired us all who have had the privilege of serving alongside you. On behalf of the California Special Districts Association Board of Directors, our members, staff, and the thousands of special district leaders you have impacted over the past 5 decades, it is my distinct honor to present you with the 2026 CSDA Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Arlene.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arlene Schafer.
That was fantastic. Just listening to him, I was impressed with that person. I never thought that I could do all those things, but I did it only because of all of you. Because all of you really spend a lot of time helping me. And I thank you for that. That was very important to me. And having a good board like I have, I'm so lucky to have two. Really. Well, I wrote a little thing. It's very, very small, so you have to put up with it. He said, "Thank you for this award. It is truly an honor to work with all of you. Every single one of you, it's an honor. And Scott for nominating me, and that was so nice and so kind, because there was so much up there that people could, go and see and hear, but they needed to have somebody ready. And that was fantastic. And California Special Districts Association was the one who provided this for the people that didn't understand and notice like we had to know them. And they had to keep high on us. That was important. I have loved working for everyone, and I am grateful for my time with the team. And I say team because it's all these people that are here. That's the team. And we've just done so many good things to let people know in the world that we can handle everything we do. And thank you so much for thinking of me.
Being here, Lorenzo, if you didn't know, Lorenzo is the general manager for the Columbus Veteran Memorial District in Fresno. And so he drove all the way down here for this event. So thank you, Lorenzo. Excellent presentation. You speak so eloquent, especially when you're a Paul. So thank you everyone for being here. There's refreshments here.
It's my job to educate
No, I am done.
Okay. We are on our agenda, since this is an official thing, closing items which include director comments. And you didn't think that the three of us would not take the chance you just got. Director comments is always an important part. Thank you all for being here. I know how much it means to Arlene. I was sitting here thinking, I've probably known, other than the family, I've known Arlene longer than anything. In the days when people would say, "Oh, is Arlene Schafer your mother?" No. And they say, "Was she an aunt or something?" And she would get pissed because people thought, that I was a lot younger than her. So we came to an agreement that even though she spells Schafer wrong, sorry, we're still cousins. And to sit here and think about and honor, legend is a word that gets thrown around way too easy. But in this case, legend is not given easily to her. She is a legend. They mentioned the Chamber of Commerce and some of the other things, Planning Commission, all the things. She really is the epitome of what a community volunteer is all about. And she can call me cousin, nephew, kid, whatever she wants to. There's always a lot of love here, and what a great honor. Thank you to CSDA. So, Bob, did you?
Yes, thank you. I joined the board in 2006, and Arlene took me aside and began to try to mentor me in what board responsibilities were. You know, she always brought a lot of information from CSDA and encouraged board members, and for the most part, we attended to get various workshops and various certifications. You know, one of the, and you know, with that, Arlene almost always, well, when I guess when she was the vice president, gave the prayer. And the one thing that I think I've improved upon is my prayers are short. And my presentations on my activities are a little shorter. Let's see, you know, I need to apologize to her because when she retired, you know, I'm a stand-up comedian, and when she retired, I tried to do a skit from can't even remember what it was. The Honeymooners. I'm not sure it was appropriate, but one thing that, you know, this board has done, and Arlene was a big part of it, was we're responsible for the public health of the community. And oftentimes, you know, in my work running the sewage treatment plants and the work that this board's done, I could say that many times people would say what we do is more important than doctors. Because without what we do, successfully do, there just aren't enough doctors to treat the public health maladies that would happen. So Arlene, I appreciate even your long prayers, and always appreciated though the information you brought from CSDA to the board. So thank you for having, it's been an honor. Thank you for allowing me to serve with you from 2006 until your just recent retirement. You know, Arlene took me aside when both of us were being sworn in and began to try to mentor me. So you know, I'm appreciative of you in many ways. One other way she excelled in was planning parties. So on the correct occasions, she was a leader in getting the festivities organized. Anyway, I'll stop there, but thank you very much for the opportunity to have served with you since '06 until just recently. Appreciate it.
Comments. Mike said that he's known Arlene longer than I have. But when I was in junior high school, Arlene had a house right next to the school at Gray Junior High. And we used to throw stuff into her pool that she never knew who it was until I had to tell her. So I know since, but that's been many years. But Arlene, you know, Arlene was one of the best board members this district has ever had. She's always ready to go. She knows what she's talking about. And she's not easily moved by your conversations. You know, she always has her own opinion on things, but we've been really successful because of her. And we're looking forward to continue that many years from now. Thank you, Arlene.
Well, one last thing, Mike and I, or Mike's up for election, and when Mike and Arlene were up for election, Mike was always concerned, not because of the number of people that thought they were related, but because S, the way she spells her name, comes ahead of Mike in the order of the ballot.
I'm sure there were a few people that thought they were voting for you, voted for me, and vice versa, so it all evens out. With that, I'm going to, if there's nothing else, I'm going to gleefully adjourn, and thank you again for all you've done. We are adjourned.